So we reached the end of the Lend Now framework and we finally got to W, so wealth building. This is honestly like the most important thing because why are you even here, right? Your goal is to build wealth and to grow your money. And an important part of that is reinvesting. So you have to decide like how much of my lending funds do I want to reinvest into my lending pot? This is a very, very personal decision. Everyone does something different. It just depends on what you want to get out of this. So let's give an example. Just to keep numbers simple, let's say that you want to lend out $1,000. Let's say that that's your total savings, $1,000, and you want to get started in lending. So you started off with 1,000. Your goal is to grow it to 2,000. Let's say by the end of next year, and let's just say you reach your goal, right? You started with 1,000, you doubled your money, and now you're like, oh crap, what do I do? Now you have choices, right? You can take the whole 1,000 in profit and do whatever you want with it. You can reinvest all of it and say, okay, now I have a $2,000 pot to lend from, so I can do bigger loans. You can split it up and say, okay, I'm going to reinvest this amount, but I'm actually going to take this amount for myself because I got some debt to pay down. Or I want to, contribute more to my 401k or my IRA or however you want to do it. It's up to you. But this is going to be a very important part in terms of your wealth building strategy. So for me, I have several different lending pots. They're all for different purposes. Now, when I lend from my savings, I typically pay myself from that. Now, I account for taxes. I put some aside for taxes or what I estimate taxes will be and make those estimated tax payments. And then the rest, I keep it, because that's why I was lending from my savings in the first place, to make more money, to do the things I want to do, whether that's traveling or paying down debt or investing in more real estate. I might start using it to invest in art. I might invest in wine and whiskey, who knows, so that's for you to decide. Now for my other lending pot, so for instance, I have an IRA lending pot and I can't keep any of it, right? I have to reinvest all of it. I don't have to reinvest all of it into lending, but I can't use that money for my personal, lifestyle until I'm retired. And so I either have to take the money and put it back into my lending pot, or I take the money and purchase an asset. So one of the first purchases I made with some of my lending profits was a few tax liens. And now I'm about to, go to this auction and see if I can get the actual land. But that's just an example of what you can do with the profits from your loans. So take some time and think about, all right, what are my goals? How do I backwards plan towards those goals with this strategy? And, part of that is deciding maybe a minimum on what you want to make per year in your lending business. Now, different people have different levels of aggressiveness in growing their investment accounts. I would say I'm pretty aggressive on that front. And so my goal is to double my lending pot every year. As you can imagine, that requires me to be pretty aggressive with the loans and to be pretty quick, right? I have to be kind of turning money over very quickly to reach that goal. But that's because I have a short retirement span, right? I want to retire in less than 5 years from now. So that matches my strategy. So depending on whatever your goal is, you want to make sure that it aligns with your reinvestment strategy. So this will take some time. It's very personal, but think about it, do the work, think about your vision, and how this fits into it, and then backwards plan from there.